Time to see what the wizards are up to.
Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to have that on there. Hi, everyone. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Where our lawn's being mowed, or maybe it's the neighbor's lawn outside, so there might be a little bit of background noise today. We have quite a few things to talk about today. I'm going to start with talking about Spiel Digital, which is the Spiel convention in Germany that we go to every year, is running an online event. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this weekend. And it's done a really nice job setting everything up online. I recommend that you go check it out. And part of that is, I'm going to post this up here for a second. Sorry, Rob. I'm going to cut you off a lot. I have a lot of slides today. So is our Discord server. So Discord is kind of the central place where where virtual conventions are being run. So I just want to mention that. And if you ever need to get on our Discord and you can't find the link or something, you can always message any of our social media channels and we can shoot it to you. But we'll be doing more and more in there. And honestly, we're not experts on Discord. Well, some of the team is experts on Discord. I am not an expert on Discord, so I've been learning a lot. I've been using messaging for decades, probably more than many of the people that play our games. But we're learning the nuances of how to set up our virtual booth and things like that. So bear with us, but you will be seeing more and more content in there. One of the most exciting things about Spiel is, in my opinion, the Digital Legend series for Star Realms. It's running on Saturday. Joel from our team will be running that, and it's an awesome, fun event, and the winner becomes a card in the game, so you can't really beat that. I encourage everyone to participate. You can, Katie can put the link in the comments, but you can register on our Shopify store, and that's going to be run through the same way that the Origins event was run. So basically, you'll register, you'll buy a ticket on Shopify. It's $5. It's not a huge cost to enter, and then you will need a Battlefy account, and you'll absolutely need to be a member of our Discord server, because that's where the chat's going to be happening about when each round is starting and things like that. And Joel will be, walking everyone through that. So there's a link, and Katie can post it with more details on that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Legend series. The community is awesome for Star Realms, and the Legend series events, the physical Legend series events have been great get-togethers. But great thing about it being digital is people can play everywhere in the world. We're hoping we get a lot of our European players in this. We've because obviously it's a European show, but we actually weren't able to do Legend Series events at Spiel because it's not really. They're starting to change that a little bit, but it's not really set up for big game tournaments. It's more of a giant show floor with tons and tons of booths. So it's kind of exciting actually to have a Legend series for Spiel this year with the digital. So we're gonna miss all of our seeing all of our friends in Europe in person. Especially our booth staff for Spiel. We see those guys every year, and it's an awesome crew. So.
I'm hoping to have one or two of them helping out at our booth so that we can do demos in German. I'm meeting with one right after this, so we can both practice moving on to the next slide, our demoing skills, our being able to play our games online. So it's very exciting that we now have Sorcerer KAPOW and Hero Realms up online. Earlier today in the Hero Realms discussion group, I posted the link to Hero Realms. It's on Tabletopia. And Tabletopia, you don't need Steam to play it. I know a lot of people don't. Not everyone uses Steam. So, sorry, there's a weird light. Not everyone uses Steam. So Tabletopia you can use on a phone, on a tablet. You can use it in your browser, on a computer. It's free to play, I believe. And when there's online conventions running, it seems like every online convention that they partner with, and Spiel is one of them, they generally give you a code so that you can use the Premier or Gold version for free for a few days as well. So you might want to check out the Spiel site. I don't know if they have that or not, but Shucks had that this past weekend. So, and then Sorcerer and KAPOW are up in Tabletop Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
So these platforms are there. It won't, when you play the games, it won't be like playing the Star Realms app. And what I mean by that is it's like a digital table, you're playing the game, but you still have to know the rules or look in the rule book. You still have to keep track of your score. There's no like rules engine. It's merely a physical table. And yeah, sorry, let's take that off so that you can see Rob. It's merely a physical table with a digital implementation of the decks of cards. And then you're, shuffling your deck by doing a command or, placing cards on the table.
I would, if you, it takes a while to get used to. Like basically, the first couple times, if you haven't used Tabletopia or Tabletop Simulator, the first couple times you use it, you're just going to be struggling with the interface because it's like, oh, how do I draw a card? Like, what do I press? How do I do this? Like, all right, now I dropped the card on the table. How do I get it back in my hand? How do I flip this card over? There's just a lot of sort of just how to manipulate physical objects. Once you get through all that, there's tons and tons of games on those platforms that you can play, and it's a lot of fun. But if you haven't played them before, expect a learning curve. It's not going to be super smooth like playing the Star Realms digital app where, the app does everything for you and handles the rules. This is like playing in person where you just have physical objects you're manipulating. Here you're manipulating digital objects. You have to learn how to use that interface, but the games are there and they're super.
It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Yeah. Like it looks great, and the art. Like I loved when I was playing Hero Realms on Tabletopia. When you click, if you're hovering over a card and you click the space bar, it'll pop up and zoom, and it makes it really big on my screen. I was like, oh, I don't even recognize this card. It looks so amazing.
Yeah. So well, the art in our games is just so beautiful, and obviously on our little game cards, it's a small frame. They still look really nice on the game cards, obviously, but this actually gives you a way to view them on however big your computer screen is. So it's kind of cool, and it's the cards that look really pretty on there.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about playing and you're like, well, I need someone to play with, what am I going to do? Well, Digital Spiel is a great opportunity because I'm going to have people sitting in our Discord channel waiting to do demos every hour or two. It's going to start later in the day in Germany because most of our demo helpers are in the United States. If there's anyone that wants to help out that is in Europe, let me know because I'm still trying to get additional people in the German time zone or that are able to work a little bit earlier. But there'll be people there, and they're from Double Exposure, the Envoy Heralds, and they are very familiar. They've been doing demos at past conventions, so they all are really experienced at Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator. So, they'll be able to walk you through that piece of it in addition to, playing the game.
Yeah.
So that's a little, cheat if you want to find an opponent automatically, and they can help you with Tabletopia and Tabletop Simulator. And if you know how to do it, then, come to Discord and ask someone to play with you so you can help out the community and teach them how to play. I just want to put a plug in that Rob still streams every Wednesday at 7. Prizes if you beat him.
Or Darwin. Basically,
or Darwin, yeah. So, sometimes it's Darwin. Last week it was Darwin.
So I've claimed all credit on that little frame we have up there. But Darwin and I stream Star Realms on Wednesday nights. If you beat whichever one of us is playing, if you beat us down, you get 100 credits plus bragging rights. And I know we've gotten some awesome beatdowns from many of the fans out there. So, but yeah, we have a lot of fun with that. So, so tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. I think it'll be me this week, but basically it's me or Darwin battling you guys, and you just challenge us to a 48-hour game. We'll play live, and if we get to your game on stream and you beat us, you get 100 credits. So it's cool.
Awesome. So we have a lot of questions. One is on late backer. So the late backers still haven't gotten their pledge manager for the Nova collection. Yeah. I've been going back and forth with CrowdOx. I'm really surprised that it hasn't gone out yet. I know yesterday we were saying we thought it was going to go out yesterday, so I'll check in on it again. But don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. All the products that were available as add-ons to the regular backers are in there. Like we're not like running out of inventory on things. We're in the process right now of reprinting many of our products. So don't worry about being able to get specific items. That's not going to be an issue. So
And in addition to, we'll obviously send out email when the pledge manager, the late backers get the pledge manager. And next week, we'll update you, hopefully saying the late backers got their pledge manager on day X.
I hope so.
If we run into further delays, we'll let you know.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Ruel. He streams daily, maybe more than once a day, and he's played our games on his show. So thank you very much. And you should check out his show. Plays with his family. He's been playing, I think, like every day since the shutdown, which is he must have streamed many, many times. It's kind of like gotten better and better. He actually inspired me by he used StreamYard and he had a really nice setup, and I asked him a bunch of questions and he helped me when we were getting going streaming.
That's one of my favorite things about the game community. Everybody's so nice and helping each other like all the time. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Any update on the Epic Kickstarter? I knew that was going to come.
Sure. So Epic Jungle with Star Realms High Alert. Unfortunately, we're still in the same holding pattern we've been in for the past few weeks, where basically all files are into the printer. We had like it
was like a holiday season.
They were the holidays
Asia.
for the China. Yeah. So there was everything was shut down in China for a little bit, and basically we are fighting to get a when is it going to be ready date from our printer. So basically, I suspect what's going on is there's a big queue of items, and we've been getting a little bit of runaround from the printer on getting a solid answer on when our stuff's going to be ready. We will be putting out an update. I'm going to be we'll be doing an update this week. I don't know whether it'll have that solid date from the printer yet, but as soon as we do get that solid date from the printer, we're definitely going to do another update with it. But I expect that that stuff will be ready fairly soon. But again, dealing with the print, there's a big backlog at printers, so getting that
soon we'll have a timeline that we can provide to people. So Andrew asked if we have a channel in Discord. So yes, there's a Hero Realm channel on the Discord. So each of the games have a chat. When we run a digital convention, there'll be even more channels. So we're going to be adding some things in there for Spiel. There was another question about if we're participating in Spiel Digital. So when we run a digital convention, we will add additional like demo rooms and voice rooms and text rooms. So you might see that some things pop up and then they go away. But we always have a Hero Realms channel. We have a channel for each of our products in the Discord channel. So you can go in and check that out. And we will continue to expand and improve our Discord channel. If anyone has any feedback or the ways that you think we should improve, actually, that just reminds me, someone suggested that we do a trading channel, and I never added that. So I'm going to just make a note of that. The art is phenomenal. Thank you. So Spiel Digital, someone asked this. We will have, just to reiterate, we'll have a digital booth there. We will be doing demos. I'm not sure exactly what the view is because I've been working on the back end, but you should be able to find us just by looking up the company name, and you'll be able to chat with us in our Discord channel. There's a Spiel specific Discord channel that the chat will link to. We'll also be active in our own Discord channel as well. So you can go to either of those places, and we have people scheduled to do demos late afternoon, evening to late night German time. Let's see what else. Oh, hi, Rachel. So many people saying hi. Thanks. Okay, how much are we near? Hey, come on, I just gave you Tabletopia here. You're like, where is the digital app? So it's Tabletopia doesn't replace the digital app. We're still working on the digital app. Do you want to give a
sure? So I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but we got a big team working on Hero Realms Digital. That includes the guys from Super Awesome Games, Danny and Ben, who were the lead designers on the physical campaign for Hero Realms. Now we're making a new and different campaign experience for digital that will be centered around solo play, but using cool content like you have in the physical campaign. And yeah, I don't know if we play tested and improved various with physical mock-ups, playing through how we want the digital stuff to work. It's kind of it's this goofy long process where you're like simulating stuff that the computer will do very quickly. But basically the design is I had an initial design concept, handed it off to them to work on. They made some improvements on it. Created the proof of concept, basically first level encounter type of scenario, and we played through that, approved that, handed it off to the digital team. So there's still a long road before but
it's going to be awesome.
But it's going to be awesome. Super cool content. So obviously there'll be obviously there's going to be PvP stuff, just like in Star Realms. But there's going to be campaign mode just like in Star Realms. But the campaign mode is going to be even cooler than the stuff in the Star Realms app. We got just really sweet campaign mode for the Hero Realms app that we're working on. So we're super excited about that project. But that one's it takes a long time to make digital apps. So it's going to be a little while before it's ready.
But thank you for asking. So Kayla asked about changing her address. So on any of our campaigns, if you ever need to change your address, there's only a small window when you can't change your address. And that's when we've already locked the data, which will send multiple emails saying we're going to lock the data. So when it comes time to actually ship out, we lock the data and we send it to the fulfillment centers. It takes them a couple of weeks, like 3 weeks or so, to process everything. So, we lock it approximately like a month before things ship out, 30 days or less. So as long as you're not in that window, you can always change your address. So I believe, and Katie, I'm going to put you on the spot to maybe dig this up and post it in the comments, that there's an address change link. There's certainly a survey retrieval link, which you can use to get your survey back, and then you can go in and change your address. But basically right now you won't be able to change stuff, but you can change your address. Yeah. So if you go in, you'll notice if your sometimes surveys are locked, meaning you can't add items or take items away. And people have asked us questions on that. You can always email support@whitewizardgames.com. And, we do try to work with people one-on-one if they have some weird issue. And we have tried to change people's addresses literally like while the stuff was on a shipment on its way. And it's really hard for us. So that's why we'll let you know when we're going to lock down the data so you can give us your final addresses. So is there anything that compares Epic and Hero Realms? Well, I have someone here that can compare Epic and Hero Realms for you. But if you're looking for cooperative play, then I would highly recommend Hero Realms. And I'm just going to put a plug in right now for Randy is going to be running the Ruin of Thandar cooperative campaign on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be posting this around on social media, but it's part of our Spiel schedule of live streaming. So he will be, he's going to need 4 or 5 people to play the characters in the Ruin of Thandar. So there's opportunities for people to participate if they want to, but anyone can watch, and you could just jump on and see for a few minutes and sort of see how it works to get a feel for it. And I'll let Rob.
So Epic plays like a trading card game. So it plays like a Magic the Gathering or a Hearthstone style game where you can, there's varieties of ways to build your decks. You can draft, you can play constructed, etc. There are team formats that you can play in Epic, but it's always a your team versus their team scenario, or one player versus multiple players. In Hero Realms is a deck building game like Star Realms, and in the Hero Realms multiplayer, there are PvP multiplayer, but the part where Hero Realms gets really cool and different is the is the campaign mode, where you are playing cooperatively with your friends, going on adventures, battling bad guys, which are automated by the game. And there's like an adventure book which has like story and tells you how to set up the encounter, and then you fight through various encounters, find treasure, get experience points, upgrade your skills. It's very much like a role-playing game and a deck builder meshed together. So wildly different play experiences on those two games. So both are super fun, but basically, are you more into build your deck ahead of time or do drafts like TCG style, or are you more into deck building games? That'll sort of help you decide which of those two are more interesting. There's an Epic digital app, and while there isn't a Hero Realms digital app yet, we do have it on Tabletopia. Tabletopia is the one. Tabletopia, yes. And also you can play the Star Realms digital app and be like, okay, do I like this general play experience, because they're use the same game engine. And then for the multiplayer, do you like sort of the idea of a cooperative adventure where you're fighting things together and gaining experience, improving your character over time? Or do you prefer like the, TCG, bash your opponent play? So that'll help guide you. Or both games are cheap. You could own both of them. It's easy.
And someone said it can be played solo as well for the Hero. When we were play testing, I watched someone play test solo, but he played every single character around like the coffee table at our house.
You can do that too.
And I was like, we have a lot of kids that would have been happy to play with you, but he really wanted to like play every character.
But you don't have to do it. You can literally play one character. Like I'm gonna play as the cleric. I'm gonna play through the campaign solo. You can totally do that.
Okay, let's see. Oh, and you mentioned that you would like to participate, but you don't have a PC. So Tabletopia, you don't have to have a PC. You can play on a browser. I haven't experimented with all the platforms. I'm just saying kind of like what I've seen by looking at the site, but I believe you can play on a browser. People have also mentioned they play on their phone and on their tablets with mixed experiences. So we'll have to like try it out. I'm sure we'll get feedback over the next few weeks on what works and what doesn't work, but in theory, you should be able to play on a Mac.
And the tutorials they have are pretty good. You'll definitely, before you try playing our game or any other game on those platforms, just go in, play around with the tutorial, learn how to manipulate the objects and stuff. So
yeah, I also printed out the cheat sheet. So I just Googled like shortcuts for Tabletopia, shortcuts for Tabletop Simulator, and then I printed it out. So I had a little sheet in front of me that has the little shortcuts.
Maybe we should get links to that on our webpage or something.
Yeah, I have some videos too that I will post in our various social media channels on that someone recommended to me on how to be better at Tabletopia. And I don't know why they thought that. They must have seen my Twitch stream playing KAPOW. I did a Twitch stream playing KAPOW. It was my first Twitch stream playing any digital game. So you only watch it if you're really struggling. You can't even get the game going. But I wanted to do it because I didn't know how to use Tabletop Simulator, so I had a lot of questions. So that's in that video. Seriously, if you don't know how to use Tabletop Simulator, you could watch that. It's on our Twitch channel. Okay, let's see. Is there planned beta testing for the command decks? Do you know what the status is of the command decks in the Star Realms app?
Yeah, so basically command decks are the next thing that the digital team has on deck. The good news from the Star Realms digital perspective is digital is catching up to the physical product. We will hopefully have a time in the not too distant future where every set that we have out in physical will also be in digital at the same time. I'm thinking that'll probably happen around when High Alert hits retail, probably be hitting the app at a similar time frame. But the legendary commanders are the next item that we're working on. Basically, the digital team needs to do some maintenance on the app as a whole, some architectural stuff to clean up a little bit before they implement the legendary commanders, because of just some of the things they were having issues programming in, and basically every once in a while they need to just sort of go in and clean up the code a bit. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing now. And then next they're going to be working on tournament implementation for Star Realms, much like we have in the Epic app, where basically we'll be able to run tournaments within the app itself. So you'll be able to just click and sign in to tournaments through that. There'll be tournaments that are free. There'll be tournaments that cost cost gems. And then after, so basically general app maintenance, tournaments, then the commanders. So basically my expectation is that the commanders will be in beta testing for those who are beta testers. This year, it's probably December-ish timeframe, and then released to the general public in early 2021 in the app. Obviously, those numbers could be completely wrong. Dates could be completely wrong because the digital team. Sometimes things go really quickly, and other times they run into technical issues which need to be worked out. So, but that's my guess. You had another question? What was it?
Elliot wants an ETA or would like an ETA for the Sorcerer Pledge Manager. So I don't have a date for the Sorcerer Pledge Manager, but like our philosophy on the Pledge Managers is we try to do them later than other companies, in that like we want you. Sometimes people will like buy our products or like see our products for sale like after they've done the Pledge Manager. So we try to do it a little bit closer to when you're actually going to be getting the products. That being said, like we have had a lot of requests, so
it'll probably be
like December.
It'll be. We're looking to do it this fall. It'll probably be late November, early December. At a guess. That obviously will not delay when you get the actual games at all. We're working on. Peter's hard at work on all the additional characters and domains and such that were unlocked as stretch goals in the campaign. So we had the general structure for those, but the fine tuning and development of those are in process now. He's just doing really excellent stuff on it. The sorcerer stuff is super, super cool.
So these next ones you were going to talk about them, but I think they are on your side. Okay, cool. I'm just confused.
All right, so we have coming up KAPOW Kickstarter. We actually are looking at doing that one pushing it back to early November, probably I think it's going to be Tuesday, November 10th is Tuesday, November 10th.
We were thinking about the 3rd, but it's election day.
Yeah, we were gonna push back to the November 3rd, and then we're like, you know what, that's probably not the best day for a Kickstarter. So we're looking at Thursday, November 10th, KAPOW Kickstarter. Tuesday, November 10th, KAPOW Kickstarter. Last week we talked about Spore, a new hero for the new set. This week we have Spore's Nemesis 235, and this is her artwork. She has nuclear powers, radioactive supervillain, super nasty, and she was a scientist working with archvillain Victor Kane. He was working on a project to gain additional superpowers. She cracked the project and she figured it out, but then thought, why would I give this to someone else when I could have it for me? So, awesome. And in the process of in the radioactive chaos that from her origin, that actually spawned Spore. So Spore is the hero that we did last week, and 235 is the villain, and she has some really cool mechanics. We've got her her board here. So she actually gets more powerful. She has a lot of health, starting health, but she actually gets more powerful as she takes damage throughout the game. Basically, some cool abilities get unlocked. But KAPOW is super fun game. We've got these awesome dice. We'll drop to the full screen here for a second. Oh, sorry. So we've got the cool, colorful action dice, and these guys, which are bigger. So you can see the action dice versus the trait dice, and the action dice are customizable. You can add these faces to them, and they're super easy to do. You just take the face and just pop it right in, so you can customize the dice as you play. And the game is super fun, fast, easy. If you like games like Star Realms, Hero Realms, I think you'll really like KAPOW, because it's it's got that very fast, easy to learn, addictive gameplay, and much like the Realms games, you're building up as you play.
Yeah, I like it because this is like a zoom in of the.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a zoom in of the player of the villain board, because this is the villain. That when you're playing like in Star Realms and Hero Realms, you have just a limited number of choices, because you roll your dice and then you place your dice on those little squares to do those powers. So for me, I don't like to have a million choices, so I can kind of just be like, okay, well, here's my dice. What can I do with those? And I find it nice and easy. Rob, on the other hand, likes to analyze every single possible combination, and he also enjoys and gets a thrill out of playing this game. So it's interesting that it is a great fit for him as a super competitive gamer, and me is like, yeah, I'm chill. I'm gonna just match these up to where they can go.
Much like Star Realms, the general concepts super easy. Like, okay, it's Star Realms, you play, you got your trade and your combat, and like, okay, combat, I'm gonna attack stuff, and my trade, I'm gonna buy things. There's things here to buy. Now, a super advanced player can think about all the different combos they're trying to build into their deck, and how things will work out, and the math of various probabilities and how close they are at various points of the game. But a casual player can just buy stuff that looks cool, and they can both play each other, and and each have a chance to win, and it works for both. Much the same thing in KAPOW. In KAPOW, each player has an identical player board that has all the sort of standard maneuvers any hero or villain can do, and then you have that board that we showed, which is the custom board, the super board for that particular character, which gives that character unique powers. And you just roll your dice, and you can lay your dice out on these multiple boards and choose which things that you want to do. So really easy for people to pick up. They just roll their dice and match the symbols onto their board. If they want to attack, defend, power up, do different stuff, they can just put their dice in the right spots. But for advanced players who really like to go into the tank on stuff and really think out their plays, there is a lot of cool stuff going on there, where you're figuring out, okay, what do I want to buy, win, exactly how am I gonna what's my strategy for winning this game. So really love KAPOW. It's just such a great fit for our portfolio. The guys at the designers at 2 Ton Porcupine just did a awesome job with it. And then we've been at White Wizard Games here. We've been developing it for a while, putting some tweaks on the system, and it's just been a great cooperation.
So Dean asked, when can I get my hands on it? So if you want to give it a spin digitally, it is on Tabletop Simulator now, as I mentioned, but I guess we can post the links below. Katie, I put them in Slack if you want for those games. But the Kickstarter is going to be in November.
Yeah. So the Kickstarter, Tuesday, November 10th will be the Kickstarter. KAPOW has been printed before, so it was made and printed through the two guys at 2 Ton Porcupine. We then acquired the game. We sold it and demoed it and sold the existing copies at conventions, and it went quick. We basically sold everything we brought. People loved it. So the good news with that is all the hard stuff, the dice, they're already done. All the stuff, the physical components, they've already been made and printed. We have updated the game, so we're going to have updated game boards, etc. We have both the Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 1 has 3 heroes and 3 villains. Volume 2 will have 3 new heroes and 3 new villains. They're each complete 2-player games. You can combine them together to do 3 or 4 players. But basically, knock on wood, the production should be pretty rapid on this game because it's been made before. This is basically just from the printer's perspective, just a reprint with some tweaks. So we're very excited to get the physical game in people's hands. But as Debbie said, you can play the digital version on Tabletop Simulator, and we'll have the Kickstarter next month.
Yeah, and you did such a good job telling 235's story that we already have a request for other products in the world. So what's the plan for the rest of the product line, Rob?
One thing at a time.
But it's great to know that you're interested. And I also do want to mention on the new character 235 that this actually...
I love her art.
The likeness... I don't know if anyone recognized her, but the likeness is based on Ella Loves Board Games. We had taken some photos of various content creators and influencers and important people who are helping to grow the board game community. And Ella was one of those people. And we decided we think she looks like an evil villain.
Yeah,
with
we were
powers.
like, hey, how do you feel about being evil?
And she was like, yes, she's actually going to live stream KAPOW. At some point, I'm not sure when. I will get you the dates. We'll post it up on social media, but she will be live streaming it as well, the digital version. So let's see. Oh, we have a couple of Star Realm spoilers. Oh, I guess I'm going to talk about them.
Yes.
So this is Data Priest Kaufman. So we've seen these dual faction 1-cost hero cards before. So we're just, essentially showing off another one. And this is, he was actually a Kickstarter backer. So on our Star Realms Kickstarters, we sometimes, I don't know if we always do, have a level where you can actually become a card in the game.
So these 1-cost heroes, they look simple, but they are deceptively awesome. Like the ability to trigger ally abilities in Star Realms is very powerful. Some of the ally abilities do just ridiculously good stuff. Plus, we have the double ally abilities in the newer sets, and those are often if you can unlock cards both regular and double ally ability. Really powerful. These guys trigger ally abilities when they come into play, and then again when you scrap them. So that scrap one you can save for on the table and use it whenever you need it. So those guys can be give you a huge amount of control over the game. Like basically knowing that, hey, I can, whenever I draw this card, I know for sure I will be able to activate its ally ability. That can really change the analysis on which cards in the market are better for your deck, and et cetera.
Do you want to just comment quickly on how the hero cards work?
So
a lot of people haven't played with the hero cards.
Those who haven't played with heroes, heroes, when you buy them, they go directly into play. Your opponent can't interact with them. They can't kill them. These are individuals as opposed to star systems and starships and bases. So they're safe when you get them. And then you can send them on a mission by scrapping them, and they do something for you. We have some more expensive ones, which do have some powerful game effects. They are usually associated with a faction, so they will trigger, in addition to whatever effect they have, they'll trigger ally abilities from that faction. This guy is 2 factions. And he also has does the ally abilities when he comes into play. Some of the heroes, when you buy them, they don't do anything when you buy them. You have to scrap them to activate them. Others do something when you buy them and when you scrap them. We have a series of ones that cost 1, which they don't have any effects besides giving you those 2 factions worth of ally triggers. But that on its own is can be intensely powerful in the game, and lets you. And it's something you can sort of strategize around as you play the game. So those guys have a pretty significant impact on the game. And Debbie, for you, we have a Blob card.
This one. Adam sent these to me.
There's a lot of awesome new ships and bases in the High Alert Kickstarter, and here is an example, a smashing of Blob base, and this has the requisition mechanic where basically it gets cheaper as you play cards of, so if you play cards of the Blob faction, this guy gets cheaper to pick up. As any Blob player can attest to, having a base in play that's giving combat every turn, brutal for your beatdown strategy.
That's why I don't have a good strategy. And I'm like, oh, it's just a base. I don't need to destroy it. I could just attack my opponent. But Rob always tells me that I should destroy all bases.
Can't let them keep their bases. Cannot let them keep their bases. Awesome.
All right. Well, I don't think we have any more questions. Let me just check in the comments here really quick. Oh, thanks. Rick said the art's been amazing. Thank you. Darwin Castle, our creative director, does a great job, and our artists are awesome. I don't have anything else. Oh wait, what's this? Yes.
Yeah.
Dusto. I think we're good for today. Then I can go play some games on Tabletopia. I don't need to do any more work today, right?
Oh, no. We're good.
No, I mean I am going to practice with a couple of the demo.
Yes, Debbie has really been working her tail off getting stuff ready for Spiel Digital, working with the developers who have been putting stuff up on
they've been working really hard
on Tabletopia, on Tabletop Simulator, and just getting everything ready for Spiel. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and this lady does 99% of it. So.
Oh, thanks. I mean, it is for Spiel Digital. That was a good forcing function, but I also, and we wanted to have them even earlier, but I think it's going to be great for like everyone, even if they aren't able to attend Spiel Digital, just to be able to play the games with a friend online. And I hope to see a lot of people doing that. I mean, if someone says, hey, anyone want to play a game and it's at nighttime and I'm not doing anything, I would totally pop on and play a game and get more practice. But thanks everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
What's this? Is that solid confirmation that the new mechanic is called requisition?
So we
Rob,
did. It's not. It's more of an internal name. Basically, we decided not to keyword these to keep things easier for new players. You can just look at your card, read the words on it. You know what your card does. Keywords are great for advanced players. Basically, okay, I played a bunch of times and I can just see that one word and I know what's happening. But we find that Star Realms brings in a lot of new casual players all the time, and we want to keep things really easy for them. So while we'll have sort of names that we use internally for various mechanics in the game, on the cards we actually just print out exactly the text of what it does.
Awesome. So Rick is saying he might even try to stream Hero Realms tonight. I highly recommend you go to his Twitch channel and subscribe to him because he does awesome streaming of both of Star Realms and now maybe some Hero Realms. And if anyone else, I know Dusto's on here and he streams as well. If anyone else wants to post their Twitch streams when we're streaming, feel free to.
So is it just the base game that is on there,
it's
or
actually,
do you have additional content?
It's base game and character packs in English and base game and character packs in German.
Fancy. Nice.
But I was told it was published. I got the links. I posted it. but I haven't gone in and kind of tested it out myself. So maybe that not every configuration is up right now, but those are what we're going to put up if they're not all up right now. I know when I just did the default click, it brought me to a base game, no character packs, but we have the character packs in there. So if they're not showing up, we'll get those in there in the next, day or so. And we have Rune of Thandar in there, but that's likely going to be for live streaming and sort of private. That's a little bit more complicated to play on Tabletopia because you have a lot of people around a table. So for now, we'll be doing that as live streams and sort of events where we'll open up if people want to come and play at certain times.
That's kind of thing. Maybe if someone's a regular streamer of our stuff, we could give them access to that for showing off.
Oh, Rick's saying there's a drop down where you can pick the character packs.
Great.
And you can each pick the same one if you want to, too. We set it up that way. Oh, I will comment that we had talked about possibly running a Hero Realms Legend series at Spiel Digital. And we just, after playing through Hero Realms over the weekend, we felt that people would need some time to learn Tabletopia, get familiar with it before they'd be ready to play in a tournament. And if we started a tournament like this weekend, we basically like a third of the people probably would have questions and we wouldn't have enough people just to answer the questions on Tabletopia. So just for practical reasons, we chose not to run a Hero Realms Legend series. We wanted to be really fun for people when we run it. So we'll give you time to learn it and play it, but just know that we will run one over time. So that's a little incentive to try it out on Tabletopia. We'll definitely run in-person ones when conventions are back up and running again. So, if you like the in-person ones,
don't worry. They'll be coming back.
They will be back as well. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.